Aye! Subscribe.
Today we're talking about Age of Overlord, the next core set that's just around the corner, and it's really gonna snake things up. You like what I did there? Shake things up, yeah? You remember this card from Duelist Nexus? Well, it was just a taste of what's to come, because in Age of Overlord we get a full archetype release. All you gotta do is click the thumb and I'll show you. I always like to come out the gate swinging with these kind of videos, so we're gonna start with one of the ultra rare spell cards, Original Sinful Spoils, SnakeEye. You're probably gonna be seeing a lot of this in the future, and here's why. Send one other face-up card you control to the graveyard as cost. Special summon one level 1 fire monster from your hand or deck. Of course, no restrictions on that whatsoever, so we're essentially giving fire decks another card that functions similarly to 1-for-1 in decks like Infernoids for Decatron or even Rescue Ace for Rescue Ace Hydrant. It's a pretty good card, but it has another effect. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one SnakeEye or Diabellstar monster in your graveyard, add one level 1 fire monster from your deck to your hand, then place the targeted monster on the bottom of the deck. You can only use one of these effects per turn, but both of these effects are very good, and when you pair this card with the correct deck, you're going to want to be playing 3 of these. Now, a new card that you could summon with this spell is SnakeEye Ash, level 1 fire pyro monster, which also has a very nice effect. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one level 1 fire monster from your deck to your hand. Yeah, you can even search Kurikara Div Incarnate with this card. Additionally, you can send 2 face-up cards you control to the graveyard, including this card. Special summon one SnakeEye monster from your hand or deck, except SnakeEye Ash. This is essentially how we're going to be summoning the boss monster out of the deck, and because all of these cards work so well together, it's not difficult whatsoever. SnakeEye Birch. Level 1 Fire Pyro, of course we can search this off of the effect with Ash, and if you control a fire monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. So regardless of whether we special summoned Ash with the spell or normal summoned it from our hand, we're able to search for Birch, and Birch is able to special summon itself to the field, giving us the face-up cards we need for the second effect. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can send 2 face-up cards you control to the graveyard, including this card, special summon one SnakeEye monster from your hand or deck, except SnakeEye Birch. And this takes us to the boss monster, secret rare, SnakeEye's Flamberge Dragon. This is a level 8 fire dragon monster, and it has the effect you can target one face-up monster on the field or in either graveyard, place it face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. So we have some more of that interesting non-destructive removal, but during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target one monster card, treat it as a continuous spell on the field, special summon it to your field. So not only can you benefit off of special summoning your own monsters that are treated as continuous spells, but you can also steal your opponent's monsters that you've placed in their back row as a continuous spell. There's a lot of moving pieces on the playing field with this deck. It's kind of like you're playing chess or checkers or something. Also, it still has another effect. If this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can special summon 2 level 1 fire monsters from your graveyard. So not only is this recursion allowing you to loop back into another Flamberge Dragon, but there's no restrictions. So this could be additional Link material, Synchro material, Xyz material. I think there's a lot of different things that can be done with these cards, and I'm interested to see where people take it. The next card we have here is another ultra rare, but this time it's a field spell, Divine Temple of the SnakeEye. When this card is activated, you can place one SnakeEye monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Level 1 fire monsters you control gain 1100 attack, and once per turn, if your opponent normal or special summons a monster except you're in the damage step, you can target one monster card on the field, treat it as a continuous spell, special summon it to your field. You can use this in a lot of different ways. Of course, the monster that you actually place in the spell and trap zone as a continuous spell is going to depend on what you have in your hand, and the monster that you summon doesn't necessarily have to be the monster that you place. For example, again, you can steal one of your opponent's monsters that you have previously placed in their spell and trap zone. Now, assuming that you already have the previous setup that we mentioned with Ash and Birch into the Flamberge Dragon, another option that you could place in your spell and trap zone is SnakeEye Oak. This one has the effect of, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one of your level 1 fire monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, either add it to your hand or special summon it. So when your opponent summons a monster, we can activate our field spell to special summon Oak, who can then special summon back the Ash from the graveyard, who can then activate its effect on summon to search again, allowing you to generate even more resources. Oak also has the second effect where you can send 2 face-up cards you control to the graveyard, including this card, special summon 1 SnakeEye monster from your hand or deck, except SnakeEye Oak. So I think we're very consistently gonna be able to summon out our Flamberge Dragon and get our engine going. The final card I have to speak about today has an incredible artwork, and it is a trap card, Startling Stare of the Snake Eyes. The effects are very on brand, so if the total levels of SnakeEye monsters you control are 2 or higher, activate one of these effects. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard, place it face-up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Or, target 1 monster card, treat it as a continuous spell on the field, special summon it to your field. Like I said, a lot of moving pieces on the physical board. It's kind of like you're playing checkers. The deck does what it does really well, and it seems pretty consistent as well, especially when you mix it with other decks and even other cards that you will find in Age of Overlord. So that has been our SnakeEye run through, and as long as we're not rolling SnakeEyes every time on our dice, we're gaming.